Hey, yo, it's Ronnie, and welcome back to You're Gonna Hate This. This is the fifth episode in the installment. In the installment? Is that how you would say it? This is the fifth episode in the installment of You're Gonna Hate This. This is the fifth installment. This is the fifth episode of You're Gonna Hate This. I've been watching a lot of movies and shows, like I've been telling you guys, and I haven't stopped. I watched Avengers 1, like the original Avengers movie, which I've only seen one time, either one time or two times before this. So this is like probably my third watch, if not, it's my second watch. And the first time I ever watched it, it was like on like a smaller DVD player that like you like open it and then you put it in and fucking all that. And I think it was either Redbox or bootleg, but at the time I watched it, I was so much more younger to like I don't think I like cared about the movie as much as I do now. When I watched it at that, holy shit. I think like at the age that I was at the time when I was watching the movie, I didn't care enough to like really sit there and really take from the movie. I mean, there was Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, all these Avengers characters, and I was just like, I've always been in the superheroes like heavily. Spider-Man has just always been number one on top of everything. So it's like if it didn't involve Spider-Man, it was kind of difficult when it came to like the Marvel scene, I guess. Like I said, like I love Marvel, I love DC, but the Avengers, like the team, always, and I'll never be like a fake lover of like characters I don't love. I've never liked Captain America. I've always liked Iron Man, but I've never loved Iron Man. Black Widow, I've never cared about. The Hulk is like my third favorite superhero if I had to pick. Hawkeye, never cared about him. Thor, never been a huge fan, and I think it's because Thor is like, Norse mythology and stuff. So like it doesn't feel original, but it is in a Marvel sense. Um, but like I think that's why. Like so like, and I've never liked Captain America. Captain America and Superman, I've hated those two heroes my whole entire life. I don't know why. I just always have. Um, but I rewatched Avengers 1 and I rewatched Avengers Age of Ultron. Like back to back. And we'll get into Age of Ultron after we talk about Avengers 1 a little bit, but I didn't realize, well, I always realized it, but I don't remember. I guess like you gotta rewatch certain Marvel movies to realize how funny Tony Stark is. Because like he would say some shit. I always remember him being like a douchebag. But like I'm sitting there watching it and he's saying shit that I'm like just cracking up about. And every time him and Captain America are in the same room, it's like ego, just fucking through the roof. And if I had to pick between Iron Man and Captain America, I would always pick Iron Man. So like I like in Civil War when they were beating the brakes off of him, I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking sad. Which I won't talk about Civil War until I rewatch it, which I'm gonna rewatch after I watch Infinity War and Endgame. I'm just watching them in a specific order that I just kind of want to. I guess I'm just like kind of binging the Avengers movies at the moment. Which, I mean, obviously Captain America was going to win in Civil War since it's called Captain America Civil War. Like I said, we're not going to talk about that. But when I watched Avengers 1 again, you don't realize how funny Tony Stark is if you don't pay attention until you rewatch it. And you're like, oh, he is funny. Like, he is really... And I'll talk about it in Age of Ultron also. Tony Stark is funny as fuck. Besides being a douchebag. And even when he's a douchebag, he's funny. But he would like even a lot of his scenes. I'm just like on like my eyes are stuck on the TV, and I don't know if it's because of nostalgia. Because I remember watching Iron Man 1 in 2008 when it was in theaters, and I remember watching it and being like, "Oh, this is fucking crazy." Compared to what we have now, it's not as crazy. But at the time, you kind of just had to be there. But I thought it was an awesome ass movie, Avengers 1. I thought it was super good. Would I say it's a 10 out of 10? I don't think I would say it's a 10 out of 10 because I don't think there's a lot of 10 out of 10s. There's some movies where like there is some bias like based off of like what the movie might be for me, but I can always look past like my biasness, or if that's a fucking word, I can always look past it. So as far as Avengers 1, if it's a 10 out of 10, I don't think that. I do think it's like a high 9. I'd say it's a not. Yeah, I'd say it's an. I don't, and I didn't even think about like what I would rate it. I just know I like the movie a lot. I would rewatch it again. As far as like the Avengers series, I'll know like the Avengers like the 1 through 4, like Avengers 1, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, Endgame. I'll know like which one's 1, which one's 2, which one's 3, which one's 4, like for me, as soon as I'm done with Endgame. So I won't even like say it yet. But like at the moment, Avengers 1 is like I think it could maybe, don't hold me on this, but it could be a hot take. Maybe it's not a hot take. I don't actually know. But I think it's one of the best MCU movies that has been made. And I don't know if it's because I just rewatched it or if it's the like because the origin of it. You know what I'm saying? Like all these MCU movies, it's hard, like you wouldn't have it without Avengers. You honestly wouldn't have any of these movies without Iron Man. And if you want to go back, like really, really back, you would not have any of these movies without Spider-Man 1. It always comes back to Spider-Man with me, dude. But, which Spider-Man is not an MCU movie, but it was a superhero movie. So it was a really good superhero movie to where like it made it cool to make superhero movies. A lot fucking sucked. But come on, bro. Like, but I'm not going to talk about that. This is about Avengers. I think it could potentially be a top 10 MCU movie. I'd have to rewatch like a lot more, but at the moment, like that's just how I feel about it. I thought, and this could be controversial too, and I've never ever, I'll be the first to tell you, I've never been a fan of Loki ever. Loki has always been like a trash character to me. I think it's like the same thing with Thor, where it's like, you know, the Norse mythology type of deal. It's original because they're different from like the Norse mythology ways, I guess, in certain aspects. But I'm not attached to the characters at all, and I just don't really care about them. I'm gonna watch like all the Thor movies in a row too, and then like maybe I'll like Thor more. I like him in the movies, but I like him as a comic book character. You won't ever see me like reading a Thor comic ever. Like I don't fucking get on fucking like any type of like YouTube video or like comics or anything, and I'm like, oh, I really want to fucking know about this new Thor story. Like I've never been like that. Nothing. Like never. But I think in the movies he's really cool. As far as Loki, I've always thought he was a trash character. I always have. This movie, Loki's tight. And I even thought Loki was really cool in his own TV show. I was like, oh shit, this show was fucking gas. Like I like this a lot. Even if I didn't care about the character, like I could still like watch something and watch like substance from something I don't like necessarily, and then it can make me grow and like it. It doesn't change how I feel about the character itself, but the way they portray the character, I'm like, okay, Loki's like really cool in Avengers. And I don't think a lot of people have said that I'll wait honestly. Loki makes sense to me to be the first villain inside of the Avengers because he's not like a Thanos level threat, like where it's like, oh my god, the planet is gonna fucking explode or something like that, which I know that's not Thanos' intention. I'm saying just like on some like Frieza shit where it's like, oh, we don't stop this guy, it's a problem, like for the universe type shit. It was more like he's a big problem at this moment. And it was the first time you see like the whole entire team work as a team. So it's like you can't throw like something crazy huge at them when it's their first time like acting as if they're a team and go based off of that. And also I hated Captain America's like costume. Captain America's costume in Avengers 1 is so trash. I don't know what they were thinking, but dude, that shit was and maybe it was a prototype or something, but dude, I'm looking at this costume like, dude, he looks like he's fucking about to go trick-or-treating. Like, this looks fucking stupid. Like, it didn't even look like a superhero costume. His helmet, maybe it was the helmet, dude. But I was not feeling it in the slightest bit. But Loki, like, being the first villain to me, it wasn't overwhelming. And to me, personally, I just felt like it made sense because he wasn't, like, a universal threat. And anytime you see him on the screen, like with like any of the Avengers characters, besides people like fucking Like when he outsmarts you, he can't overpower the Hulk, obviously, but it's like he can outsmart people and put them against each other, and that's kind of like his strong suit. Like even whenever he's face to face with the Hulk and the Hulk just fucks him up, fucking puny god. Like when he does that, it's like Loki. It's not necessarily Loki himself that's the problem, like the threat. It's what he's done that is the threat. I mean, when he's fucking with like Agent Coulson and all them dudes, like obviously he's gonna fuck them up. He's a god. But I mean, I don't know. I thought Avengers 1 was an extremely good movie. Top 10 MCU movie, possibly, potentially. I mean, I'll have to watch a lot more because there's a lot of fucking movies and there's a lot of movies that I know I like. So, I mean, I'll just have to go based off of that. But, so what we're going to do this time, like on this episode, and we might do it differently moving forward, or we could stick to this way too. I have a hot take. It's not my hot take personally. It's one that like somebody said on the internet. And it's related to Avengers. So I'm going to read the hot take, and then I'm going to give my thought and view based off of what the hot take says. I haven't read it yet. I just know it's about Avengers. And I wanted the hot take for this episode to be surrounded around the base of the episode, which is the Avengers 1 and Age of Ultron. So the hot take says, and I wish I would have got this dude's name, but like it was just on the shit. But the hot take is, the first Avengers movie is worse than Captain America: The Winter Soldier. It has its moments, sure, but it's by far the weakest project here. Come on, Loki is an Avengers level threat. Hot take, that should have been the Kang movie. So based off of that alone, I don't know. I mean, like I just said, like Loki being the first villain for the Avengers makes sense because of he's not that big of a threat. It's what he's done. It's the first time that like they have to assemble as a team, work together, and like actually take care of like a worldly threat together. And it's like I said, like you don't see Loki do too much in the movie. It's kind of like what he's done and then what that's doing throughout the movie. And then like Thor having like being tied in with Loki, like being brothers with him. So it's like you got all these things, these relationships, and then like you have to have a reason why the characters do come together. Like the actual reasoning for the Avengers having to become a team to stop this threat and then become a team moving forward. Like, I don't think Loki was like a bad choice as far as like what I've already said. As far as like should it have been a Kang movie? Which, if you guys don't know, Kang the Conqueror, he's a villain in Marvel. He's a really big deal. He's like a universal threat. I don't think he should have been the first villain. It would have been cool because, like I said, like to me personally, and I'm gonna say that a lot, Loki is not. He's not a character that captures me. He's not like a Thanos or an Ultron or fucking like even like the Hulk or like anybody like that. He's not a character where I'm like, oh my god, I want to watch this again. This is the main villain. Like, he's the furthest thing from the villain that I want to see in a movie. But, I mean, if you're looking at the first Avengers, you got to understand, like, it's the first time they are teaming up. So it's like you have to make the threat that they are going against beatable, especially for their first time all together. And even then, like, they honestly, like they could have fucked up and not beat Loki. But even Loki was on some, like, I don't know, dude. It just made sense to me. As far as if it should have been like the first Kang movie, no, because they were just about to do a whole entire story based off of like a multiverse and Kang and give him like a huge story, which it didn't work out. I still think we'll see Kang in like the MCU, and I think like we'll get some sort of story or something, but I don't think it'll be like a multiversal threat the same way like Doom will be. Or how Thanos was. Like, I don't think it'll be like something like that. But I think it'll be what Ultron should have been. Which now we're gonna get into fucking Avengers: Age of Ultron. Dude. And I'm not even playing. Avengers: Age of Ultron is not as good as I remember it being. I remember watching this movie and being like, oh my god, this is fucking tight. And then when I rewatched it, I'm like, what is this? Like, this is kind of trash. Like, and I'm not saying that because like Avengers 1 was just better to me, But I'm just like, why is Ultron telling jokes every 5 seconds? And I've always thought, even when I watched it the first time, and it's probably like when it comes to like Avengers like 1 through 4, like fucking Infinity War, Endgame, Age of Ultron, and 1, I've probably seen this one the most. And I remember it the most. And I feel like I've always said Ultron should have been a bigger deal. Because Ultron is a bigger deal in the comics. He's a way bigger threat. In this movie, he's just fucking... I don't feel like he doesn't. I mean, he does some shit, but it's like he just tells jokes. He cuts Claw's hand off. He fucking... My throat's getting dry, dude. Look, you see this? When y'all gonna sponsor me, Ghost? Hold on. This is Straw Bango, in case you guys are wondering. Very fruity. I needed that. It's a hot day. Been a long day. But I don't remember it being as good as I remember it like from when I first watched it. But I just don't think Ultron's as big of a deal as he should have been. He should have been a way bigger threat, especially like considering like what he does in the movie. I feel like they nerfed him, which obviously, I mean, I guess like even then, like it doesn't make sense for you to like put a big deal character in an Avengers movie and have them stomp him to fucking just look good. He didn't have to be like a Thanos level threat, but I think what Ultron should have been is what they'll do with Kang. I don't think Kang will be a Thanos threat, but I think he'll play like a huge role in some way. The way and here's the thing too, and I'll say it in a second actually. I just feel like they nerfed Ultron a lot. And I feel like they didn't do him justice. I feel like they made him look like a sissy. And the movie was not that good. If I had to rate it like 1 through 10, like sadly, dude, I mean, I would say it's like a 4. I feel like that's kind of low, but like I don't want to watch it again. Like Ultron says some really cool shit. He does a lot. And a lot of villains always should. I can't tell you a single thing Loki said where I'm like, this was fucking dope. Ultron has a lot of dope one-liners. He says like, make your enemies rich and your friends rich and wait to see which is which. Like shit like that. That's hard. But I mean, other than that, I mean, he's just angry, and I feel like they just nerfed him, and he could have done what he was intending to do if he wasn't nerfed. He just got fucking stomped. And I just don't think they did him any justice. I feel like, and the thing too that I'm gonna say after this, Quicksilver was cool, but some of his speed scenes, they didn't look good to me. And I understand like it's a movie, it's hard to like get like the super fast like superpower like excuse me. I gotta get my shit together. Super speed is really hard to like capture on camera and get it to like be like good looking. I didn't think all his scenes were like bad, but like I thought a lot of them I'm watching and I'm like, oh, this looks kind of weird. I thought the same thing with like some Iron Man scenes too. I'm like, this looks kind of like off. And there was this crazy part when like all those like Ultron bots or whatever you want to call them, they're all like charging them, and the Avengers and fucking Scarlet and everybody's just in the middle, and it's like what's happening in the camera spinning in a circle, and they're all just like fucking flowing like water. It's like a fucking song, and it's the way they were doing the shit and the way it was shot. I'm like, oh, this looks cool. And then I'm just like, dude, when Vision shows up, he just starts whooping Ultron's ass. I'm like, this is crazy. And I mean, I get it, you know, but like, I just think Ultron should have been a bigger deal. I don't think he was as big of a deal as he should have been. And it sucks. It really does suck because I did not expect to like Avengers 1 more than I did Age of Ultron. And that's sad to me because I like Ultron more as a character. I remember the first time I ever seen Ultron or like a picture of him or anything was like, I was in middle school probably. And I had like this, I think it was like at the library at school, I think. Or I got it from an actual library. But there was like this Marvel book I had. And it said like things about like all the characters. Like probably not every single one, but most characters like A through Z. One of those cool books. And it's like a bio. And I remember seeing Ultron and like the picture was him sitting in like a chair, and he was like green and silver, and I'm like, oh, this dude looks fucking cool. And that's where I like first ever like learned about Ultron or anything, because I was like, fucking, I have to look through this book. I gotta look, and I see Squirrel Girl and shit, and I'm like, I don't care about her. I need to see something cool. And I see Ultron. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker looks gangster. And like that was just the first time I was ever exposed to him. And I've always known comics my whole life. Like I've always known all these heroes and villains and all these characters. So it just sucked whenever, like, and I get it, dude. Like, if it's a movie, it's a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have him do everything he possibly actually could do in a fucking almost 3-hour movie. It's like 2.5 hours. Especially, but the problem I have is, like, if you're gonna have him do something that could potentially, like, take multiple movies, like, to do, don't have him do that. Because then whenever he doesn't do it, it just feels like it's underwhelming, and it's like, oh, okay, like, he just lost immediately. Like, you're telling me there wasn't a single other Ultron bot or anything out there? Like, just one? You're telling me one survived, and every single other one just didn't? Like, that makes no fucking sense to me. Like, there's so many things. And he sat there, and he got this different body, and then got this other body, just to get fucking destroyed in it? It just made no sense, bro. It made none. Ultron was the furthest thing from Perfect Cell to me, where it's just fucking, oh, this is my new form, and I'm about to stomp everybody. He should have been fucking the Avengers up. That's just what I think personally. Especially with it being their second, like, movie together. They should have made it to where, like, the Avengers we're on some cocky shit. Like, oh, okay, like, whatever this is, we can handle it. Ultron, whatever, AI, whatever. We're about to stomp this. And then have it be the other way, where it's like, oh, shit, we think we're bigger than we are, but we're not. Like, this guy's a problem, and we got to figure out how to stop this, because this is a fucking big deal. Which, there's probably some scenes in the movie where, like, that was going through their mind. But I just feel like it should have been a movie where, like, it brought them more together. And, I mean, but here's my, I don't want to say hot take. It's my theory. I don't think that Ultron is dead. I think Ultron is still alive, and I think we will see him again at some point in the MCU. I've always thought this since I watched Age of Ultron, and I thought it again when I watched it again. The first thing that tells me that Ultron's still alive is when Vision does the explosion, you don't see Ultron die. And they always say in movies, if you don't see a character die on screen, they did not die. So that's my first take on it. My second take is the fact of, like, everything that I've already specified with, he is so much more dangerous and more powerful than the movie portrayed him as. What if they are saving him for that? He doesn't have to be a Thanos level threat. He could be a big deal in another way. But it's just one of those, like, what if that's why they did that? And then what if he does come back stronger and just a bigger deal than he was, or working with somebody? It just makes sense. There's a scene in Spider-Man Homecoming. I think it's Homecoming, where he's in the, yeah, it's Homecoming, ain't it? I'm trying to think. It's not Far From Home. There's no fucking way. It might be. I don't fucking remember. There's a scene in Homecoming or Far From Home. I cannot remember which one. Where he's going through like the rubble of, like, what's in the back of this truck. I think it's in the truck. It's in the fucking storage unit or whatever. I can't think. I can't. And the fact that I'm here right now, I can't think of exactly where it is. I just remember there's the scene where he's going through shit. And he pulls out an Ultron head, like an Ultron bot head. But the eyes, they're lit up as if Ultron is, like, controlling it. And I'm like, dude, why are those eyes that color? And then I'm just like, there's no way Ultron is dead. And I think that's, like, them throwing, like, little hints at us. I don't know, dude. I don't think Ultron's done. I think he'll come back at some point. As far as when, I don't know. Maybe like the Marvel What If series, like when they gave us like that Infinity Ultron or whatever. Maybe that was them giving us like a bigger deal version of him. But I mean, I think he'll come back in the MCU, and if he doesn't, I mean, I'd still be fine with it, I guess. I mean, because Ultron isn't like a Venom to me or a Spider-Man or nothing. Like he's a villain that's really cool, and I've always liked him. But I've never loved him to the point where I'm like, this character right here is my guy. Like, no, I just feel like he could have been better. I think he was too comedic, and I just feel like he just dropped the ball when he fought the Avengers, and it was just his introduction, dude. When they're all having a good time, and he comes out of nowhere and he starts talking, and the way he walks in and what he says, he's like, "How could you be worthy? You're all killers." It's like, oh my god, this is so cool. And then he just gets fucking shitted on. Then when he's talking to Vision, it's really heartwarming. It's really cool. Like two different perspectives, but made from the same thing, but being two different versions of that thing. And then, but like I said, dude, when the explosion happens, you don't see Ultron die. You see Vision again in movies, but you don't see Ultron die. So there's no telling. And Ultron and Vision, in a sense, are kind of one of the same in a sense. So I don't know. Man. But as far as Avengers 1 and Age of Ultron go, Avengers 1 kills it by a million. Unfortunately. Because I like Ultron more than I like Loki. My throat is so dry. I'm fucking sorry. I like Ultron, the character, more than I like Loki. By a long shot. So it just sucks seeing Loki kind of just outshine Ultron. Like, I can't say anything else about that. He just outshines him. And I just feel like Avengers 1 was just a better movie than Age of Ultron. And I honestly, dude, I would have to watch a lot more movies. Because I'm rewatching them. I've already seen all these movies I'm listing out. And I'll have to make a tier list at some point. But it, like, in my head right now, Avengers Age of Ultron is like close to the bottom of this tier list. And it might not be that bad of a movie than I'm like saying it is. It might just be because I'm like, I don't know, dude. It seems bad. It seems pretty bad compared to like what I have seen, what we've all seen, what's came out. It's just not a movie where I'm like, oh my god, like we need to watch this all the time. No, dude. Like, it's not. I'm sorry. Fucking, what I say it was a 4? It's a 4. It might be a 3 if I keep talking about it, but yeah, I wish it could have been better, but I do think Ultron will come back at some point. If he doesn't, I'll still be fine, you know. It'll be whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about Avengers 1 and Age of Ultron. Next, I'm going to be watching Infinity War and Endgame. I don't know if I'll talk about those next on the next episode of the podcast. And I'll probably like do a hot take thing again. If you guys want to see more of those, like just let me know if you want to see more instead of just one, or if you want to see them like based around like what we're talking about, like the segment, or if you want to see just a random hot take, just that type of shit. Like I like talking about things that are theoretical or somebody else's opinion, and you just speak about it. Because, you know, everybody has a different opinion. Like, I don't like Age of Ultron as much as I liked Avengers 1. Somebody else's favorite movie ever might be Age of Ultron, and they might think I'm a fucking dumbass. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, tomato, tomato. It don't really matter, but... yeah. If you guys haven't, you need to go rewatch Avengers 1 and watch Age of Ultron and form your own opinion. Let me know in the comments, and just let me know what you think. But as of right now, today... 9/13/2025. Avengers Age of Ultron is pretty trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. And Avengers 1 is arguably, potentially, top 10 MCU movie ever. Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe top 15. I'll have to watch way more. Rewatch way more. And I'll get back to you guys on that. But till then, hopefully you guys like this episode. Thank you for all the support on all the videos, the streams, the podcast. I see everything. I see it all. And it does not go unliked. I don't know what to say. The ghost is tweaking me out. But thank you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Till next time. I think episode 8 we'll probably just talk about me. And I'll just give the rundown on like the origin of the fucking guy who made the podcast. So, and I'm still probably gonna change the name of it. I don't actually know yet. We'll see. Maybe we'll like keep it. If I hit episode 10 and I still got this name, might as well keep it. But we'll just see. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys on my next video, stream, or podcast episode, or whatever it is next that I end up doing. Because for some reason I just end up doing shit all the time. But hopefully you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time.